Today we are diving into unboxing here of the OneKey Pro hardware wallet, one of the most advanced cold wallets on the market right now. We'll look at what's inside the box, how it feels in the hand, and the setup process, and of course the features that actually matter for keeping your crypto safe here. So we of course can see in the box we have a couple of pamphlets, some instruction guide here, and then we can see your journey to a pretty simple QR code to set this up. Couple pretty nice stickers here actually, and then of course we will get to the device itself here. So what I like about this is the quality, and especially just the green accent brownie colors here. We of course have the instruction manual in all languages depending where you are from, and of course here we then have the important recovery sheet here. So this is for setting up our seed phrase recovery for the hardware wallet. You actually get multiple, so you can keep multiple copies of this just in case you would potentially lose one. So that is great to see here. So now to the device itself here, the OneKey Pro. So here we can see we have the device, and it comes with its own USB-C cable. Everything is neatly packaged, and again, this device itself and even the cable feels very premium, more like a small smartphone than a standard traditional hardware wallet, which is what I really like about how sleek this looks. So here we can see the device in hand here, again about the size of a small smartphone. The first thing you will notice here is actually the large screen, and this is a full color touchscreen. We can see of course the quick setup process, which would be the similar as again setting up a brand new iPhone. Setting up a pin for the device itself. Of course, you just need to confirm this when you do set it up. And once that has been set, we can continue into the device. It actually also has a fingerprint scanner on the side, which is a game changer, especially for security purposes. A biometric fingerprint reader. Of course, you can use that instead of the pin for quick access, and even more secure than again your standard PIN code. We can see it has a camera, and we have the USB charger on the bottom. So to set up a wallet here is where you would of course enter your seed phrase. So if you have set up a wallet before, you of course need to make sure you back up all of the words. You enter them in afterwards just to confirm. Of course, you would write this down on one of the seed cards and keep this very safe, because if you lose it, that is your keys. But now the wallet is ready, you can then download the official OneKey app here. So for this, again, it's a simple scan the QR code on your mobile device, and you'll be able to see the OneKey Crypto DeFi wallet here on the App Store. Of course, all of this is super easy to use and access, and once you have the app, you can then connect it to your hardware wallet itself. So here we can see connecting to the OneKey Pro. They also have other devices like the OneKey Classic, so it's just a simple Bluetooth connection between the two devices. And once this has been connected, you will be fully set up and ready to go. So it's just a quick verification here. We can see the Bluetooth processing, and then once you are in, the wallet is all ready and set up. So there we can see the authentication confirmed and fully set up and linked to the mobile application. So, of course, remember with your seed phrase that you should never photograph it, never store it digitally, write it on one of these cards and store it offline. Now the device is loaded up, you can see that very nice full color touchscreen on the OneKey Pro. Again, mimicking the likes of a smartphone rather than your traditional hardware wallet, which looks more like a USB drive. So in the app itself here, you can then, of course, see your crypto wallets. You can name your device, set up multiple wallets and different accounts inside of that. And then on the OneKey Pro, if we take a look, we can see we have different apps actually on the platform. So there's a user guide if you need a basic tutorial on how to set it up, about your recovery phrase, powering on and off. If we then go back, there's security protection, so setting up your fingerprint and PIN. And then, of course, if you need any help, you can contact their customer support. Then on the other apps, we have the NFT gallery here. So if you do have NFTs in your wallet, you'll be able to see these directly on the OneKey Pro. Backup is, of course, backing up our device, whether you want to use one of their backups. So there's the OneKey Lite, which you can use, and also the seed tag itself. So we can see you can ready to check your seed phrase if you want to back it up, and we have that key tag again. Security keys, of course, are your keys if you have added them. So in the settings here, you can enable them, kind of like a two-factor authentication. So if you register on a computer, you can then add a security key, like a passkey, for an added layer of security. Of course, when you lock the device, it will then require the PIN for those security purposes. And then we can see on the main page here, you can see your addresses. So here is where you can set up the different networks of the device and multiple addresses per network. So we can see account 1 all the way up to account 5 or more. And then you have different addresses, whether that be on Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Tron, and more. See, we can see the Ethereum address. You can do a scan QR code to copy the address, which makes it very easy and intuitive to use here. But of course, can then see your Tron address. Again, you get the address string and also the QR code. And there are many networks that the One offers. So whatever you are looking for, wherever you're trading, the OneKey Pro has you covered here. And of course, you can switch easily and quickly between multiple accounts and everything. So the scan, of course, if you are trying to send funds or add a new wallet, you can use the built-in QR code scanner because this does have a camera here. The first hardware wallet I have personally seen with a built-in camera, which again is really a big feature in terms of usability, because most hardware wallets, you don't even have a touchscreen. You're fiddling around with small buttons trying to navigate everything. But the OneKey Pro here with this full touch display, it also has haptics. Of course, quite hard to get that across on a camera here, but you can customize everything, whether that be your wallpaper, different animations, keyboard haptics. You can do a double tap to wake, change the brightness, lock settings, and more. Of course, we then have the security settings for that device authentication and more, wallet, and the security keys, which of course, the likes of your two-factor authentication. Then in the About device, you have, of course, all of the details of the OneKey Pro model. But it is a very, very nice device. And of course, you can connect it all in two ways. You, of course, can do Bluetooth, but additionally, you can also connect over that USB-C connection. So again, fully wired or wireless, or use the air-gapped signing method. So you can choose your own balance between convenience and, of course, security. Here in the app, we can then see our wallet details, whether you need to set it up. We also have just a nice bit of crypto market. We can see the prices, NFTs, histories, and in your portfolio. They also then have the trading chart, so you can actually take a look at different assets inside the app itself, whether you are looking at the charts or planning your next trade here. You can do this all in one place, which makes it very, very nice and easy to use. We can then set up our favorites. And of course, in the main middle tab, we have the swaps if you want to swap between different crypto assets. So again, if you hold any meaningful amounts of crypto, you will want a modern premium hardware wallet. And the OneKey Pro is absolutely worth a look. We can see here, you can even trade on the likes of Hyperliquid. So whatever you need, whether that be perp, standard trading, or just some storage, OneKey has it all here. So we can see the USD to ETH perp pair, but we have many, and we can see up to 40x leverage on certain pairs. So everything is built into one. And then we have the Discover tab here, where you, of course, can access different DeFi applications. So you aren't limited to standard functionality. You get the full web-free experience here with the OneKey. So if you like the device, let me know your thoughts down below in the description. The easiest hardware wallet and probably the nicest that I have seen and used for myself. I feel like a lot of people are stuck with the old school ledgers or Trezors, which is basically a brick with two small buttons. So this really blows them out of the water in terms of premium and functionality here. Again, that simple Bluetooth connection here. You can log in via your PIN or through a fingerprint scanner and then send and receive assets. We can see here on Arbitrum, if we are trying to do a send, we can select that QR code and then you can simply just scan it on the app and get it all set up. But now we'll take a quick look at the website and wrap this all up. So in the link in the description, you can find the link to the OneKey Pro. Quick look at the website. You can, of course, see Swift, secure, the most advanced cold wallet ever made, with each transaction secured by EAL6+ certified chips here. And of course, we have all of the details and where you can, of course, buy your wallet here for $278. So thank you all for watching here. Again, and make sure to check out the OneKey Pro down below in the description, and I will see you next time.